All right, welcome back to another episode of Politics and Movies, and yeah, we got friends with us today. Our friend is GS, and,
Avast.
and today we're going to be talking about the 2003 epic period film Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World. Um, and it is directed, co-written, and produced by Peter Weir, actually one of my favorite filmmakers, low key, and it stars Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany. And yeah, this is a pretty good movie. It's yeah, it's about this. Well, I don't know. Do you want to like talk about what it's about? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So it's like if you're if you're listening to this episode, you've probably heard of the movie, you've probably seen the movie, so it's like I don't know. Hopefully you've seen the movie for most of the episodes we do because we get into a lot of spoilers. But what do you think? Cheers.
Well, I love King and Country, and I miss the Age of Sail. I wish I could have destroyed Napoleon's fleets myself, and so this movie was for me. And the
Yeah,
sound design makes me cum in my pants.
yeah. It's just I feel like every aspect of this movie is just so incredibly well done and well presented, and just like the production value is great, the cast is great, like the direction is great. I love this movie. It's so good. This is actually my second time watching it. Um, so yeah, I know there's some obvious political readings, but did you have anything before we get into it?
Well, yeah, I was a really big fan of the movie also, except I thought the second act low point where they're all, dying of dehydration on the ship, and they're like, "Oh, well, will we ever reach land again?" Sort of fell a bit shoehorned in and artificial in terms of the structure and pacing of the thing. And the character of the Doctor in particular felt a bit Mary Sue, you know. Oh, he's so intellectual, but he's can still hang with the boys, and everyone respects him and doesn't like bully him like a nerd. And so a lot of people point to the relationship, the dynamic between the Doctor and the Captain as being one of the big things they like about not just this movie but the franchise, because it's based on like 21 books. And it's
Oh
a
yeah,
bit
right.
apparent that they tried to cram several of them into the one cinematic outing, which is a problem with a lot of franchises and makes it harder to make a sequel if it does take off.
Right.
Really sad that it didn't. Like, there should have been more of these. Just for anyone who loves Age of Sail type stuff with high attention to detail in terms of a lot of the, you know, nautical technical stuff. That's not something you see a lot. Compare and contrast with Pirates of the Caribbean that came out the same year and was also sort of a period naval thing, but that's not so much focused on that sort of thing. Like it's swashbuckling fun, but it's a fantasy film rather than historical naval film.
Right.
And really, what else are we getting in that genre? Not so much. You'd think it would
Well,
appeal to a lot of dads, so it's kind
yeah.
of surprising.
Yeah, well, I think the issue stems from the fact that this was a passion project for one of the producers of the film, Tom Rothman, I want to say his name was. And he was trying for years to get this made, and the problem was, yeah, it did moderately well, but it didn't make a ton of money. So, and it was also very expensive. So I don't think the studio was too excited to give it another shot. Make more.
Which is funny because I mean you've got Russell Crowe at the helm, literally, and people like Paul Bettany well enough, so it had some star power. I don't know. Maybe it just needed more stars. Can we get Robert Downey Jr. in there?
This was before his comeback, so
Exactly. He would have been cheap.
yeah.
Can we get God? Can we get Tim Allen in on this?
Oh God, yeah. I don't think people would want to see Tim Allen in a
Oh,
a period piece.
I mean, like Alan Rickman would have been fantastic. You know,
Oh
he
yeah,
was probably busy with anyway. Anyway, we can fantasize about
what ifs and
about
what
the seaman adventure all day.
yeah. Well, Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany are still around. Maybe they'll do another one of these days. Who knows?
Yeah, with Russell Crowe playing Admiral Nelson.
Prequel. Uh, yeah. So I guess let's get into the politics of this movie, the meat and potatoes. Is there a reading to be made? Their ship is a little bit older, more weathered, and the the Napoleonic ship is this new high tech, really fucking well built, well crafted, and like they really have to like strategize and plan like really methodically in order to outsmart and overtake this vessel that is actually far superior to them.
Yeah,
And
what modern audiences might not appreciate is that at this time France was still respected, and so their immediate surrender was not something you could take for granted, right? No, yeah,
okay,
I mean, the film itself makes the parallel between the ship being, a bit more experienced, you could say, and its captain also being in a similar condition and protesting that the ship and, by extension, himself are still both in their prime and are capable of, taking on all comers, no matter how outmatched on paper they seem to be.
right. Yeah, and that is interesting that the film itself like paints that for us.
Oh, it's so meta. I know you love it.
I I do love meta stuff, but I like it's I wouldn't say it's subtle, but it's
No, there is no
smart.
subtlety in this film.
No, there's no subtlety in this film. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant it like it's not like meta humor where it literally like beats you over the head with it until you get it.
No, it's aware of its own parallels in theming. And I guess that's okay in moderation.
Yeah. Yeah, it knows what it wants to do and it does it. And I can really appreciate that in a movie.
Yeah, and in terms of what the appeal this movie is supposed to have and the strengths it was, intended to have, it really did the thing,
Yeah.
as the kids say.
Yeah.
But the captain, who is debatably in his prime, and his ship, which is debatably in its prime, facing off against the new hotness. It's all about the character of the individual, the exceptionalism. How he can prevail and overcome because it's not a matter of his materiel, but his ingenuity and spirit and willpower and all those other ephemera.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. It's is there a parallel to be made between that and oh my God, I need to stop doing this. The Vietnam War.
Typical American.
All right, I'll stop.
Just take the noodles and be happy.
Yeah. Um, we don't have to dignify it with but yeah, oh,
I don't really see any parallels to be made there personally,
no,
but
I was mostly joking. Like it's not really you really have to like shoehorn that comparison in there, and I really was just like just shit posting.
To me, the biggest, most obvious, most traditional political reading here is about the conflicts between nations and air quotes great men and great leaders being the whole raison d'être for the conflict and the action and the motivation. You know, it's
Yeah.
tribalism at its finest.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, and there's definitely like the fact that this is basically a like a naval like war movie. Like where there's a lot of focus on the hierarchy of the military. Um, and of course, in one scene, there's a guy that gets whipped for insubordination. So yeah, I mean, uh, there's definitely an innate sense of like tribalism there, relying on your the man is his station, like that sort of thing.
Well, there has to be discipline because mutiny would be dangerous not just for the people being mutinied against, but also for the crew. And just in logistical terms, taking any risks when you're out at sea. I mean, being out at sea is such a risk. And one criticism that's been leveled at the movie is that it does rather gloss over the harsh conditions and the peril intrinsic to, doing stuff on a ship at this time.
Yeah,
And there's
I
only the
mean,
brief nod to it in like the second act where they're all thirsty.
yeah.
So the
Uh,
the privation and the peril, the
yeah, but to be fair, that one scene, where they do, like express it is a very good scene. And the scene where the guy gets where the mast breaks off and he's like out in the water drowning and they have to cut him loose or the ship is going to get stuck.
yeah, that I thought was effective because it's
Yeah.
like what else can you possibly do in this
Right.
situation?
Right. Yeah. And
The needs
yeah,
of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one.
yeah, and I mean that's pretty much what I said to Leandro. We were watching it together last night, and I was like, yeah, there's pretty much like nothing they could have done. What the hell are they supposed to do?
No, is you see in a typical Hollywood movie, they would have found some bullshit way of rescuing him. The fact that they didn't, I really appreciated.
No, that's fair though. Yeah. Um,
Goes back to
but
Vietnam, no man left behind,
oh, there were plenty of men left behind. Uh, but anyway, so that leads to my next point. There's a lot of like superstition in this movie, and a lot of like emphasis put on the crew being extremely superstitious to the point where the the one guy actually like kills
Goes for a little
himself.
swim.
Yeah. In order to like abate the bad luck they're having, because he thinks that he's the cause of it. And yeah, what do you make of that?
Or maybe he just couldn't handle being bullied.
I'm sure there was an aspect of it that he didn't like being bullied, but I don't think that was the main thing. I don't think that's why he committed suicide, though.
He's a
I
little
think
little piss baby. Movie sets him up to be a little piss baby who never should have come here. He should have stayed on land.
you're just quoting Skyrim now.
He's probably a mama's boy, probably a milk drinker.
All right. Very, very elucidating. Very good.
But it was a time of great superstition. You know,
Yeah.
and anything you can make up to ward against evils. It's because as I keep mentioning, it was a perilous sort of situation to be in. So when you're in a position of high anxiety, you might tend toward hypervigilance and be on the lookout for any dangers and might even make some up.
Yeah, and I mean there was a lot of like it really gave the superstition a lot of power though, in that the crew like needed like something to like grasp onto, some sort of control in a situation where there is none, and I feel
Mm.
like
Yeah, that's a good point. Being so desperate for agency,
yeah,
imagine that there's something you can do in the face of. Well, and to be fair, uh, convenience does reward his action, his noble sacrifice.
yeah.
Like, oh, he wasn't such a putz after all.
Yeah, the
The best
narrative
thing,
rewards
the best thing you can possibly do is kill yourself.
him.
It's a
Jeez.
fantastic message.
Oh god. Oh, only for Harlem. Nobody else do it.
Yeah.
Um yeah, but well, speaking of like superstition and bad luck, what do you make of the fact that um the guy who shoots the doctor is trying to shoot a literal albatross?
It's a little bit on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And then they're talking about Jonah throughout the movie with
Yeah.
the curse on the other guy, and just I don't know about that one
No, that's
because
fair. I just thought it was funny, really.
I thought that was mostly an excuse to put that character in peril and to show him being a cool badass once again. Like we can tell who the screenwriter's favorite guy is. Like Russell
Yeah,
Crowe doesn't get a whole lot to do in the movie. Paul Bettany is really sort of carrying it from the character perspective.
sure.
But
Yeah,
I did like that they make sweet music together in the captain's cabin, and everyone can hear it and complains about it.
yeah.
Nothing you can dance to.
Nothing you can do. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, the music in this film, fantastic. The juxtaposition of that, like, I guess it'd be considered more court music than anything. But the sort of, I guess it'd be Baroque that they're playing compared to the shanties and the work songs.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of work songs as a genre because it's, you know, you can listen to it as music, but it's like a cultural thing, sort of like prison songs. You're
sure.
breaking rocks all day. You need something
Yeah,
rhythmic to break along to. It's the same on the ships. Yo ho, heave ho. It's all very rhythmic, so everyone's in time with the same meter. It's the same reason you'd have a drummer on those big rowboats, like if you've seen Ben Hur, like those type of historical, lots and lots of slaves pulling oars. So you do need it to work like a machine, and music can be part of that because it keeps everyone in time, and also keeps your mind off stuff and provides a feeling of camaraderie.
yeah. That's an
And
interesting point, and I hadn't thought about that. But yeah,
so good music picks in the movie too represent the two sides of the nobility versus the scum. The
yeah. I especially like the use of that one song that one piece that Yo-Yo Ma loves. I always forget what it's called, but they use it
the
twice in the
cello
movie.
suite, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we all love Bach. It's one of my favorite autistic composers of all time, for sure.
oh my god.
And that's a
Uh,
tepid take. Come on.
I don't know. We don't know that. We don't know anything about them.
No, it's important to diagnose historical personages with whatever you want to read into it.
You know as well as I do, the people that normally do that are insufferable.
It's important, equally
uh,
important to do it to the people around you. Now that's politics.
yeah. Oh God.
Your takes aren't legitimate because you've got several psychopathologies that I'm going to enumerate here.
Great.
Get defenestrated, bitch.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Identity politics at its best. Nothing I say or do matters.
Yeah, better to not have an identity in the first place. Checkmate.
Yeah. Great. Anyway, was there anything else you thought of? Because honestly, I didn't have a whole lot for this movie. Despite it
Well,
being fairly long.
I like that even though it takes place during the Napoleonic period, we never see Napoleon or any of his other forces. There's just the enemy ship that comes and goes, like we barely see throughout the whole movie, and yet is the nemesis. I feel like it would have been way more Hollywood to cut away to Napoleon at least once, like there he is, something for the movie reactor channels to make cartoon faces and point at the screen for. I saw Napoleon and I literally cried. There he is.
I saw Napoleon in the beginning of Terrifier 3 and I couldn't stop shitting myself.
Kino is fuck. Real movie makes you feel something. Sometimes that's in the bowels, and sometimes that's in the heart.
Yeah. Oh.
But the other big obvious dynamic in the movie is between the officers and the enlisted men.
Yeah.
And they seem to get along pretty well. Like there's a camaraderie or friendliness. Like they seem at peace with their stations, their lots. There's no, mutiny, and the only insubordination is because of that superstition that's gripped the whole ship.
Yeah, and that is interesting, and it feels to me like a little unrealistic, maybe a little propagandistic even, but it's interesting nonetheless, and it's an interesting aspect of this film.
Yeah, not every piece of media depicting a subject has to depict every opinion on every aspect of the subject, right?
No,
It focuses on a couple of things it wants to show us, and it shows us those things quite effectively.
yeah. And then, yeah, that is the sort of thing that is more lends itself to a series, than
Or something with a darker, greener tone. Like this has a fairly light, adventurous tone, despite the fact that we are getting like brutal surgeries and a guy killing himself and lashings and privations at sea during the drought sequence. And
I thought the battle sequences were fairly well done, and I've seen a few like YouTube videos that have said, like from historical perspectives they are fairly accurate, obviously without getting into details, but yeah, like I really appreciated that aspect of the film too.
well, I thought there were a number of glaring omissions in the hand-to-hand combat sequences. Like there was no GoPro attached to a saber while it was running itself through a guy. There was no slow-mo with CGI volumetric blood going everywhere. There was no, I'm joking. Obviously, I love the fact that it was an amorphous melee and you can't tell what the hell's going on half the time, which would be, exactly as it would be on the ground. Everybody's everybody looks the same. You can only tell the Frenchmen because they've got the baguettes strapped in their belts where their firearms might be. We have been fighting for half an hour. Can we have a brief break to have some camembert? I will share my brie with you.
All right.
You know,
Well,
for a country of bottoms, they do sure eat a lot of cheese.
oh my god. What the fuck? Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Politics, I had to say it. It's important.
Yeah. Oh god, what did they used to call them in the early days of the internet? Cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
Um,
God, it's a deep cut. Anyway, um, this has been our episode on Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World, and yes, I really like this movie. I'm glad you enjoyed it too, and yeah. So, what is your favorite Peter Weir film? Just out of
well,
curiosity.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with this as a pick, probably.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is a good one.
He's
Um,
Australian, right?
yeah,
Yeah, they make good movies.
yeah, he's done a lot of great movies. Like he's done Picnic at Hanging Rock, Gallipoli, The Year of Living Dangerously, Witness, Dead Poet Society, Truman
I didn't
Show.
think that Poet Society was that good, honestly. People are like, oh,
Okay.
it's a drama with Robin Williams. Obviously, it's great.
I like it, but I think in his filmography it's one of the weaker entries, honestly. Yeah, so I think that's a valid take. But
Kind of a nothing movie to me, honestly. It's
well,
just
maybe you should rewatch
a word beat. Maybe I should.
it.
Maybe I should watch something good instead. Truman Show, I feel like, succeeded because of its casting and its original premise. So I'm not, too big a fan of that one either. Like in
Yeah.
terms of the story it tells, I'm not terribly engaged. Year of Living Dangerously, also, I have criticisms for. Billy Kwan and the setting are the two interesting things about that movie. Mel Gibson's character is just kind of some guy. And
He's an audience surrogate. Yeah.
the movie takes the far more of its space exploring their nothing relationship than it does, what it ought to. Like some photojournalist, you know, give me a whole movie about, Billy Kwan leading us through the darkened alleys and the little, spaces where the people of the land are talking and living and planning and rising up and falling down.
All right. Well, on that note, maybe we should end the episode because we're just
Just gonna shit on this man's whole filmography.
yeah, yeah. Before GS gets too carried away, it's like, oh, you know what? Maybe you're fucking wrong. Maybe all these movies suck, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. No.
I haven't seen Gallipoli, so there's hope.
It's good. It's good. You should check it out. It's a war movie.
I identify as a car that ate Paris, so I'll probably like that one too.
Yeah. The Way Back is good too. What else has you done anything recently though? Out of curiosity, while we're still here. The Way
Apparently,
Back.
he quit in 2010.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Um. Oh, he
Ethan
did
Hawke
the
thinks he
Shining.
lost interest in movies. Russell Crowe and Johnny Depp broke him.
That's funny. Russell Crowe and Johnny Depp broke him.
Now that's a three-way I'll be picturing for a little while.
Yeah.
Speaking of Johnny Depp, we got to do the Lone Ranger.
I don't know if we do. All right. All right, I guess we'll call it there. And yeah, hope you guys like this episode. We, just doing our thing. Yeah. Cinema.
Keep your powder dry. Don't get lost at sea.
Yeah.
Find yourself a Paul Bettany.
Yeah, don't shoot your doctor while you're fucking trying to shoot a goddamn bird. What the fuck is that all about?
They didn't even make him wear the bird around his neck. And I thought this was cinema.